Hi, I'm back. So I've made all my triangles of offset squares and they're all really rough. Now I've made 16 of these, so that took 32 squares if you double them up, which I did. So I used 32 squares and made 16 of these. Okay, so I'm just going to lay them down because I just want to show you now. I would put 4 on the bottom layer. You could do 8 and make it really fluffy, but because I'm putting different layers of doilies, I'm going to put a layer in between each doily, so that's why I'm only using 4. And again, I just pop a little bit, look for the centre. I just eyeball everything, I'm really sorry. I don't measure out my centres or anything. I just don't, and I don't like measure all the doilies. I just put them on top of each other and think, is that gonna look right? Am I gonna see a bit of each doily? So I just eyeball it. So that's one layer. Now the next doily I think I want to use is this one. So I just lay it on top and have a look. Again, pop these on and have a look. You know, because of the petals on this one, because of these petals, I want them lifted up a bit. I am going to put a second layer on this one. See, sometimes once you look at something, you change your mind, and to me that's always the best way to do it. And I have slightly offset these on the bottom, different to the bottom ones. Again, you can use fabric glue to do this, you don't have to use hot glue. Right. And you will fluff it up after you've made it, so okay, that's a bit better. Right, I want to offset that against that roughly, and that's the centre. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So I'm just gonna pop a bit of glue on there. I don't use much. I use my glue gun is a Rapid Point, which has a very fine tip. So I don't use an awful lot of glue. Bit in the centre, and then I look for a good line on the doily to put the glue if I'm using hot glue, and then just give that a press down, make sure it's secure. Any bits of excess come off on your hand, so you don't get the excess on the doily, it does come off on your hand. Just be careful because obviously it's hot glue. Clean off my desk a little bit. I might need another glue stick actually. How am I doing? I might get one just now. Just in case I need it. Okay, so then I'll have a look at the next layer. And I'm sorry if this is boring. Please don't feel you have to watch it. If you're finding it boring, please don't watch. That's quite nice. And then maybe this one. How's that looking? Sometimes I just build it up to have a look and see what I think, if it's going to work. Okay, let's just go for it. So I'm going to try and offset this doily against the other one, so you can see all the different shapes. Yeah, I'm happy with that. And you can add as much in between as you like. I mean, you don't have to do as many layers as I've done. It comes down to personal taste, I think. How much you want to layer it up, or what you're using it for. And the good thing about doilies, they've always got a natural centre, so you do have a guidance more than you think. But with these, I think the shabbier the better for me. Now, before I put this final doily on, I just want to see how that looks without it. Now, I do think I need another layer. And I think I'm just going to cut a few more squares of I think I'm going to cut a few more squares of this, and wrong scissors. And this is how much I eyeball it. I just take a piece of fabric, I just fold it and cut it. I really am not one for measuring, unless I was making something really, really symmetrical and it needed to be measured, obviously, then that's different. But with shabby flowers, I really don't think you need to be. Shabbier the better in my eyes. Move that out of the way. So I'm cutting another 4 pieces, I think. I'll layer it up and see. And these ones, I think, I'm just going to scrunch, offset. And then I'll fray the edges once the flower's in place, I think. Let me have a look. Yeah. So I will just dot them in between, because this fabric is so fine, it will go right through this fabric. And then I can just ruffle the edges of those. That's how easy it comes apart. And frays and tatters. And so then I am ready to add the flower to that. I'll just check, you can still play with it once it's on there, but I'll just check I'm happy with the petals and the layering. Oh yes, I'm happy with that. So then I will use quite a good dollop of glue on this, because I really do want it to sit quite well. Again, you can use fabric glue, it holds it perfectly and beautifully just the same. I need to push on my glue stick because I put a new one in. It's not. No. So a good dollop of glue, and then a real good push down. Make sure that's nice and secure. Fix my petals again. Now, what I found with the other large one, it can feel a bit loose around the outside because it's so big and there's so many layers. And so what I did to bring that together was, okay, I'll show you what I mean. See, this can feel a bit loose here. So what I did is I would put little bits of glue on the doilies where I want it to hold it together. So for instance, this back one's fine. Let me see, this one, you see there's quite a big loose gap, so I will just pop a few bits of glue just to pull that in. To make it sturdier. You don't have to do this, it's just where I'm going to be hanging these up. If they were sitting flat on something you wouldn't need to do this, but I think if you're hanging them up, it's probably a good idea to do this, so that they don't sort of, I want to say, sag forward. And it does help pull it all into place. And don't be frightened to give it a good squish here and there, because you can, you can just rearrange it once you're finished. And again there, I'll just pop some on this doily just to pull it all together. And I'm literally just touching the glue tip onto it, so it's not like big pieces of glue, it's just a fine. On the final doily, I will do that also. Bear with me. There you go. And now I just want my pearls to show a bit more in the centre. And that's my giant flower. And I love these petals. I absolutely love it. So that is a lot more secure now. And you'll notice on this one I have these little bits of fabric. Now I don't think I'm going to add it to this one, but I will show you roughly what I did. So I just took little strips of the fabric and frayed it. So you see it pulls it out and gives it a real nice shabby finish. And literally all I did was tuck it in between the petals, pop a little bit of glue on the ends of them as I tuck them in, and just wrapped it round. Maybe a bit more over there. Oh. And tuck it in between the petals. That's all you do to add that, but just popping tiny bits of glue when you do that. But I think I'm going to leave this one without it because I think I like how shabby it is. And then the beautiful rose pink. And then any really long shabby bits I just snip off if they're too long. Just clean some of my shabby fibres away. And that's how to make this flower. And I really hope you like the tutorial, and I'm sorry if it's too long. I do get comments saying that the tutorial is too long, but to do it is very time consuming anyway, so you know, and I do try and keep them as short and to the point as possible, but you know, it takes as long as it takes. So that's my giant shabby flowers, and remember you can make it in the smaller size using the exact same method, just scale down your circles to the size you want. So let me know what you think, and hopefully I'll be back soon with another video. Bye for now.